Good evening. I'm your token foreigner for the evening. Hope you don't mind my English. My presentation tonight is called Both Sides Now, and it's about how I maintain two occupations and why, and how I try to help integrate them into a whole so that they mutually reinforce one another. First, my day job, the one that helps feed my children. I'm the director of IREX, which is an American NGO, and the director of a program called Novateca. Novateca is funded by by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation in cooperation with USAID. And the premise is that if you inject technology and know-how into public libraries, they can become public spaces that are multifunctional, that serve community needs, that get people training, non-formal education, and help them come together, maybe even for events like this, so that people can really find new value in their communities. It's a beautiful project. I really have enjoyed it for the last 5 years. I have a great team. I invite you to check out our website, but more importantly, I would encourage you to visit your public library, see what's happening there, but see what you can do as well. I'm also a little bit crazy, so after work, I need to feed a little bit of my weirder side. I'm also a bit of a Grateful Dead fan. This image represents where my after-hours work comes from. When I was 13 years old, I discovered Led Zeppelin, and after that, everything changed. I was obsessed with the guitar. I wanted to be Jimmy Page, then I wanted to be Jimi Hendrix, and then I wanted to be Pat Metheny. I started playing with different people and became an obsession. Then in the 90s, I joined the US Peace Corps, was shipped off to the deserts of Turkmenistan, and it was there that I started my international development career, and international career in general, but also where I started using the guitar and music and singing to integrate myself more with the community and to reach out in different ways. So after that experience, I kind of had to ask myself, what am I, or who am I mostly? Am I a musician, or am I an international affairs careerist? And I had to ask myself, first, why don't I just play guitar at home or by the fire after work and relax and consider that a hobby, and that's enough, and it'll make me feel a little bit better? So to answer that question, the first thing I noted was that music really brings people together. It gets people thinking together, it gets people changing their moods, and through music I have met a lot of folks that I would not have met in my normal everyday career. Some of these crazy folks are sitting in the audience. And musicians are a little weird, am I right? So I like to meet weird people, and music helps me do that. Another thing is the idea of flow. Flow, you may all have felt in different ways, is when you are completely invested in an activity and completely immersed in it to the point where you lose the feeling of anything else that's happening and you're not thinking about the rest of your life. On a good night when I'm playing, I reach a zone, hopefully that feels a little bit like this, where there's nothing else happening. It's just me and the music, and I'm following it along. And so the other thing, the reason I decided to keep music as a more serious pursuit is that I believe by putting risks into your hobby, by stepping out with it, you build confidence and competence. It makes you get better because you don't want to make a fool of yourself. The other thing is that once I started playing, I've lived in about 5 or 6 countries, I started realizing it was a great way to get to know the country, get to know other people, great way to stay in bars more often, excuse to go out, especially now that I have children. So I've recorded a few CDs, and I've also been playing in Chisinau and many other cities. A couple of quotes of people that I really admire, Ella Fitzgerald and Bill Frisell, also capture why I stay with my second occupation. It's about love, it's about discipline, but it's also about having a refuge away from the rest of the world. Music is a place that I can go to and feel comfortable. And now I'm very happy that my children have adopted music into their lives, and they're already performing themselves, sometimes better than me, and it makes me quite proud. So in sum, the two sides of my occupational life reinforce one another. They both have similarities. They both support mutual understanding. They're both about solving problems. They're both about challenges. And they both help me reach out to people in new ways, and it helps me learn. And also, they're both fun. And fun is something that I think is undervalued in society and in many of our lives. And as the great philosopher and children's book writer Dr. Seuss said, if you never did, you should. These things are fun. And fun is good. Thank you. Mulțumesc. Спасибо.